Okay. Uh it's day 25. I'm yet to build anything in the app today. But I got most of the functionality yesterday actually. I just vibe coded it on rock.app, rork.app. Yeah, mostly today I did a bunch of work in um huh. Huh. I'm just remembering that I might have left an environment on that I should not have left on. Oh my, I think I have to go check it now. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't cost that much, to be honest. Thankfully, it's not something like AWS that costs, like you would say, it costs an arm and a foot. Yeah. But then today, I just really had to do a lot of work. I was able to do like dump the production database today so that I can use it to create like a staging database. But like, I don't know, the seeding of the database is taking like forever. Why do I keep saying like? It's taking forever to get it done. I don't know what the problem is with that. One moment. Let me just I don't usually destroy the environment. I just archive them like because no there's no like I don't currently have it set up as a I hope I'm doing the correct things. Let me not pull down production. Um so I just archive them essentially. But the good thing about it is that it doesn't affect any of the production processes because it's it doesn't feed in any new data and stuff like that. So yeah, I just pulled them down. The first one is down. So I essentially was able to um, dump the production database and stuff like that. Then what else did I do? I spent a lot of time optimizing the dashboard. There were just a lot of API requests that we were doing that were no longer necessary. They were kind of vestiges. Essentially that just means they were things that they were part of other components that were previously in the dashboard but were no longer needed. And so like they just made it take forever. So I reduced that so the dashboard got faster. Then again, we had another issue where one of the components on the page was taking substantially longer than every other component to load. It was taking where most API calls for most components would take maybe a minute, sorry, no, a minute, like maybe a second maximum. It was taking like 16 seconds, which feels like a little thing, but when you're sitting down there for those 16 seconds looking at the dashboard and waiting for it to load, it can feel like an extensive amount of time. So I sat that there and so I just realized, oh wait, I can because of the way the data is, I can cache the data for that component. I can separate its API call from the other things because it was a different API call from the other API calls. I separate its API call. I cache the request when we get it. Essentially, because I don't know, we're not going to be changing it that much, but there's some few things on the data consistency that I have to check tomorrow. Yeah, so then I just essentially did it in such a way where it was deferred, which meant that every other part of the dashboard would load, and once the data was ready for them, the dashboard would show, and then it would then show that that one was still loading, that single component was still loading. So it made the whole thing much faster. That is, you want that time to the first impression for the user to be very fast, and for them to just have an impression like really fast. So I spent a lot of time on that. I also had to fix a couple of things on the back end. There's a lot that we still need to do in optimizing those APIs because I mean they're just taking a lot of time. There are a lot of conflicted things that some of the developers have done. A lot to fix there. Um, yeah, so it was a fun one. I'm thinking of other. I mean, I fixed a bunch more other things. But further optimizations down the line, we also have to write test suites because what's happening now is that somebody tries to add a feature without knowing that they've broken something. Like they overwrite a feature that was already there because like there's no test capturing it both on the front end and the back end, and then they just end up breaking it. Another thing that we're having is that there's a bunch of data inconsistencies. Because now it doesn't mean that the data is not good. It just means that we need to put a bit more work into structuring the data that comes out. We have structured outputs and everything like that for the most part, and structured inputs with the LLMs, because the LLMs essentially we're getting the data that the LLMs have on the particular brand. So we just have to get a bit more specific and make sure that we're getting good data. And then afterwards, we have to make sure that we're also comparing it correctly with the user's brand and all that kind of thing. And there's a bit of work that I have to do in centralizing some of the calculations and algorithms that we have on the back end, so that we're receiving consistent data across the various screens in the app. So yeah, it's a fun one. I'm actually enjoying optimizing more than I thought I would. So it's quite nice. Yeah, so I've scrolled already today on TikTok, and it's really amazing when you use a VPN, cause like in just the first day, I had things that were like really my niche. By the second day, I didn't even really have to search anymore. I just went to the I just went to the main page and I scrolled, and my For You page already was, for the product that I was optimizing for. So, which is good. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a week, but I think what I'm going to try to do is spend a week warming up, and also finish building the app, so that at the latest I start posting on it at the same time that the app is in the App Store and the Play Store. And the Play Store will like still take 14 days. The App Store, because I've not gotten my account yet, so I'm going to pay for an account. Wait, I could actually pay for an account now, because I have an iPhone now, so I could always just use the new Apple ID and everything to pay for an account. I'll do that tonight. So that's another update. I'll pay for the App Store tonight, and then I'll be able to upload apps now. Oh my god, that's awesome! So I'll pay for the App Store, and then once that's ready as well, I'll just start posting on the same day that I launch it to the App Store. Don't want to lose that much traffic. The idea before, of course, was that I was going to do marketing experiments and see which of them would go viral and blah 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 blah. But I don't know if I have enough time to sit down and be doing the experiments over and over. I'm going to ask a couple of people out there doing it, whereby they are creating. Maybe they hire somebody that can do the creation of the thing. But essentially, what we're just going to try and find is, and later on, we're going to use like creators, then ads, and all that kind of thing. But so the plan is tonight at least get that App Store sorted out. Then after that, yeah, I think that's just it for tonight. I'll try and code a bit into tomorrow, because it's already about 11 p.m. here. Finish up stuff and then get ready to put it on App Store and the Play Store. Then by the end of 1 week, starting from 2 days ago, yeah, start marketing, start posting. I have a couple of good ideas, and yeah, I think I think that's about it, to be honest. Yeah, I am writing a book, but I guess I'll talk about that sometime later. Yeah. Okay.